Peace and love, and welcome to Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach. Today, we are still in the month of October. Of course, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but we're still in the month of the spooky and the scary and Halloween and all this stuff. So, I thought it was important for us to acknowledge these things in our world, acknowledge Halloween, and not just the fun part of it, but the occult side of it that people talk about, because we let it kind of seep into our consciousness. We let it seep into our mind, seep into our body, and also we let it seep into our finances. So that's what we're talking about today. Don't be spooked by your prosperity, right? Don't be scared of your prosperity. Don't think that it's not for you. Don't hide behind negation and fear and doubt and worry because you feel that you cannot be prosperous. Now, let me first say this because a lot of people talk about prosperity preachers and things like that. I don't know about the rest of them. But I know for this minister, I feel that talking about prosperity is important because if we don't have a prosperity consciousness, right, we'll never have the money. But also prosperity is so much more than just money, because once we don't have that mindset, we won't have right relationships. We won't have right communication. We'll have these days where we sit back and we say, what is going on? So it is important for us to build up a prosperity consciousness and not be spooked by it. So let's start with an affirmation. Let's put our fist in the air and affirm with me. I will never be spooked by my prosperity again. Even louder, I will never be spooked by my prosperity again. I am not scared to win. I ain't scared to win. Again, sometimes you got to put that little ghetto twang on it, so that you serious, right? So yes, I will never be scared to win. Listen, friends, don't be afraid to prosper. Don't be afraid to prosper. And that comes in so many other faculties, right? Because it's not about just prospering in money again, but it's about not being afraid to learn. Not being afraid to spend the money that you need to spend, Be thankful for what you have and know that you have the capacity for more. There are so many things, we talked about changing the vocabulary of from bills to investments, right? Because every bill that we are paying, we want to pay, right? Because it's an investment in us, even our student loans. They say that right now they're canceling student loans. I didn't get that memo as yet. Hopefully I'll get it before the end of the year, right? Because there's so many people bogged down in that. But it's because we wanted a better education. We wanted a better career for ourselves. We wanted more money for ourselves, right? So everything that we're doing today is prospering us or not tomorrow or the next day or a year from now. Just again, think of the people that wanted to go to school for whatever they're going to school for, right? They are doing it so that they can have a better life for themselves. Maybe not necessarily more money. A lot of times it is, but maybe not necessarily that, but something that is more fulfilling for them. But we must know that we have the capacity to experience that more of life. We have the capacity, and we should be thankful that we are able to express more, we're able to experience more. So it comes in the learning. It comes in the spending. Sometimes you look at your account and you say, I don't have the money for this bill, that bill. There are people that juggle their bills around because they know when they're going to get paid. I always think, like when you think you're expecting money, they always say never spend money you don't have, right? Make sure the money is there, because what happens is that when you're spending money you don't have because you're expecting it from even the paycheck, or your friend owes you money, they said they'll pay you back this day and that day. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but it does not mean that you are any less of an abundant and prosperous child of this all universal force. Stop thinking you don't deserve abundance. Stop thinking you don't deserve the bounty of the universe. Just think of how big our world is, our earth is, right? And yet we are all fed. The animals are fed, the birds are fed, the fish are fed, the sea goes in and out, right? The oceans. There's just all the plants are taken care of. We are God's highest creation. Therefore, number one, it means that we have the right to prosperity. And it means that we have the means to prosperity. Through the grace of this all-universal force, we will receive everything that we desire, not only today, but all days to come. We will receive all that we desire, every good and perfect thing, not next year, not 10 years from now, but right here and right now. Friends, you deserve the best. You deserve the abundance of the universe. So affirm with me, fist in the air, I deserve my good. I deserve my good. I got a question for you, friends. Can you envision yourself as a millionaire? What about a billionaire? Can you envision yourself having it all? Right? Not even maybe necessarily a millionaire or billionaire, but just having it all. Having everything that you ever dreamed of. The house, the car that you want, right? Whether it's a Benz or some other car, right? That may be cheaper. That, there's some people that I never understood. Let me tell you something. As long as the car gets me from A to B, I don't care who makes it. I don't care where it came from. I just want to know that, yes, the car can take me to A and B, but whatever you desire, whatever you are praying for, whatever you feel would make you comfortable, can you see yourself in that situation? We do this all the time with movies when we think of even not just drama or comedy movies, but when we think about science fiction, right? I remember the first time I saw the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, I was so just enthralled with this movie, right? And it raised up so much discussion. And at some point I had to sit down and I was like, this ain't even a real thing. Right now, there may be mermaids out there. I don't know. If you ever seen the movie, there's this huge animal that lives in the ocean. It's called the Kraken. And when the Kraken is summoned, it comes out the water and engulfs the entire ship. Now, there may be something like that out there, but I ain't seen it yet. Right? But it has affected our minds, these things, and not just those movies. Look at Star Wars and all these like science fiction movies. They bring us to a world where we may not necessarily go. They bring us to a world of the screenwriter's imagination, and it comes out in movies. They have a staff and a crew that brings it to life. We watch it. We become engrossed in it. It becomes a part of our life. Why do we also think that being a millionaire is science fiction in our lives? Why do we think that being a billionaire or just having it all? They say that mothers can't have it all, right? Or parents can't have it all. These people can't have it all. You can't have a good relationship. And why? Why is that the status quo for us? We can have it all. I'm reminded of Romans chapter 1, verse 12 that says, may we be mutually strengthened and enriched and comforted by each other's faith, both yours and mine. I'm only sharing with you the lessons that I've learned throughout the years. And they may not be lessons that I have necessarily gone through. But, when you see people going through certain things, when you see people making mistakes, we can sit back and say, that's not for me. That is not the road I need to take. Or sometimes there are people that are glutton for punishment. Sometimes this is me, where I know that something is bad, but I just got to do it anyway, right? It's that itch that you just have to scratch. It's that milk. People say that when you have spoiled milk in your fridge, you have to smell it. Now it's past the expiration date. Did y'all know that like on the gallon jugs, there's like a circle on it that is indented in the bottle? And when it's popped out, it means that the milk has spoiled. Did you know that when it pops out, it means the milk has spoiled? I just learned that the other day. But you still smell it, right? You still smell it. You taste something bad. You know it's bad, but you taste it again just to make sure that your taste buds aren't bugging, right? So sometimes we go into these situations knowing that it's wrong, but we do it anyway. We have to stop doing that, of course. But we must also know that whatever the situation we find ourselves in, there is a prosperity that this all-universal force is giving us. There is success at the end of every road. You know, people put a lot on money. People, and money is fine. Money is wonderful. It's great to have it in our account. But it's just, life is just so much more than that. You know, people seem freer when they don't have to worry about money. When they know that they could just imagine walking into the mall. Can you put yourself in that mindset? Walking into the mall, or even walking into your favorite store and they done closed it for you because they know that you're coming to spend your millions, right? Imagine going into the car dealership and picking out the cars that you want. Imagine going into even the supermarket and picking out the foods that you want, not just because they're on sale, right? We can go to the fancy supermarkets, right? Not just because it's on sale, but because we know that we have prosperity, because we're not scared of our prosperity. And if we don't have the financial resources right now, we're not scared to learn more of whatever subject we need to expand on so that we can earn that extra income. We're not scared to spend money. They say you have to spend money to make money. We're not scared to do that because we know that our dreams are fulfilled. Let this be you. Realize that you have a divine economy within you. Right? Not just the economy that we're all talking about. The prices are high. This is high. There is an economy in your life. Webster defines economy as the management of household or private affairs, and especially expenses. Those expenses that we have, right? The phone bill, the light, the this, the that, it's all paid for. You speak that word into it. You speak the word of prosperity into your household. Every time I do a house blessing, I open the cupboards. I'm blessing the cupboards with divine economy, so that these cupboards are never full. Can you walk around your house blessing your cupboards, blessing your food, knowing that it is stretching, it is doing what needs to be done for your family, for your body, for your life? Can you do that? Can you open your wallet? And even if you got little, I like to say, I don't like to have money that makes noise, right? My money has to swoosh. But not every time the money goes swoosh, right? Because whatever you're spending, you're not getting the money, whatever it is, right? It's not every time the money is, and I got to get out of that mindset. Since I like money that doesn't make noise, that is what I must attract. That is who I am. That is what my economy is in my life. Would you affirm with me? There is a rich economy in my finances. There is a rich economy in my household. There is a rich economy in my affairs. Know that this economy is yours. They say that people walk differently on floors that they own, right? And you see them. You kind of, like when you go someplace and you see people kind of just walking around like they own the place, they probably do, right? They just have this freedom. Can we walk through life? Not just in a place that we might own or rent or whatever. Can we walk through life like we own the joint? Can we walk through life like we know that the blessings that we desire are ours? Can we walk through life like we know that we got this? That everything that we need, everything that we desire is ours right here and right now. Keep affirming, yes, there is a rich economy in me. Now, people always say, now, Jesus was poor. I don't know how true that is, right? Or to go into any spiritual place or any spiritual mindset, you have to give up your riches to the poor, right? You have to give away all that you have. The famous saying that people say from the Bible is, money is the root of all evil. Well, the Bible don't say that. The Bible does not say that money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. When we go away from this all-universal force, when we go away from this fact that we are supplied in our every need, and whatever we need is ours, whatever we desire is ours, that is when we go into the other side of life. But today we're blessing our finances, knowing that it's not evil, it's wonderful, it's great. It's fantastic. It gives us the freedom and the opportunity to spend where we can. But remember that God is still the source. I'm reminded of a story of a woman who every day, now I do this too, right? Whenever I get any little bit of money, I put it in my hands, I bless it with increasing power, knowing that it is meeting my every need, whether it's $5 or $500 or $5,000, right? I'm going to bless it and just speak an expanding power, right? In an expansion power into those finances. We must do the same too. But there's this woman that did that. Every time she got blessed, and she wasn't making much. She wasn't living in a big palace. But one day she's praying and she knew like the week before that her check was going to, I think she was sick or something like that. And her check was not going to be as large as it usually is. And she's thinking, oh my God, I have to buy groceries for my family. But you know what? God is in charge. And she was in her apartment and she was screaming and praising God, saying, you know what, God, you will give me what I need. You will give me the groceries I need. You will give me the abundance that I need. We will not grow hungry. Now, there was an atheist that lived above her. And all week, he's just sitting there getting madder and madder, like this little woman out there talking about God, and I don't believe in God. You know what? I'm going to show her. And he went to the supermarket and spent about $400 in groceries, knocked on her door. Because, you know, there's some people like when they do something good for you, they got to let you know that it's them, right? They got to hold up a flag and be like, it's me, you know, I did this, right? So we knock on her door. Here is groceries. And she said, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And he said, whoa, 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 whoa. I am the person that brought those groceries. I am the person, your mean old neighbor went and bought you groceries. That wasn't God, that was me. You know what she said? Thank you, God, for making this mean old neighbor buy me $400 in groceries. When we send out our word, even the people that we thought were evil, even the people that come to bring us evil and to bring us negation, even they are used by God. Even they will bless us and won't even know why. This is how we got to live. Don't be spooked by that type of prosperity. Don't be scared that the all-universal force will provide everything you need. The scripture talks about, observing angels unaware. Go out. Bless the people around you. Even if they hate you, they're going to bless you in some way, shape, or form. We got to look at our prosperity like the people on The Price is Right. You ever watch that show? For those of you in other countries, The Price is Right is where they just pick random people from the audience, right? People just come and they say, oh, you're the next that's on The Price is Right. And they come running down and they're all excited and they give them like different objects and you have to guess the price of the objects, right? We must be like those people, so excited for a new child. You should see them. I saw one guy like fall down the stairs and he picked himself right up, put himself at the podium, touched that buzzer like he was ready to go. Can we be like this? Can we be like the people on The Price is Right, excited for the new challenges, that even if we fall, even if we say the wrong things, we're still in the game. We're still winning. Friends, come to life with a winning spirit because you are a winner. So as you come to life with a winning spirit, as you come to life with a winner spirit, you're up for any challenge. You can do anything and win. Affirm with me. I'm up for any challenge. Whatever it is, whatever you're thinking about, you're saying, I'm too scared, I don't have the money, I don't have the time. No. Fists in the air. I'm up for any challenge. And feel those thoughts coming in where you thought there were barriers to your good, where you thought that you couldn't overcome that challenge. Know that there's a free flow of ideas flowing in and through you right here and right now. Again, I'm up for any challenge. I come with my winning spirit. Whatever the situation is, I come with my winning spirit. And each and everything just say, and I win. And I win over my finances. I win in my relationships. I win in my communication. I win at my job. I win when it's time to do taxes and they say you got to pay them. No. I'm getting the money I need. I have all that I need and I win. And I win. One thing that we have to be conscious about when we're talking about not being spooked by our prosperity, accepting our prosperity, is that we have to weed through the garden of thought. Just like how you go outside. Now this year, I did a garden last year. My best friend got me started. So this year I said, I'm gonna do my own garden, right? And then in my area, we had in New Jersey, they had this, what were they called? Lantern flies or something like that. That was going around eating crops and stuff like that. So my garden, I got like a few cucumbers. Scallions grow themselves, so you're fine with that, right? But here come the bugs. Now, I was out there every morning as I was doing my meditation. Right after my meditation, I would go outside and water the plants, and I'm weeding through and everything else. But there was something else that prevented the plants from growing. But we still have to weed through the garden of thought. We have to extract and pull out what no longer brings us prosperity. And even when other situations come, we know that we are geared for prosperity. We are working prosperity in our lives. This year's garden was not what I expected, but there's always next year. There's always something more. Don't stop, keep going. Don't stop, keep moving. Or like that rap song, don't stop, get it, right? Get your prosperity, get your life. And know that nothing but ultimate growth is happening in your life from now on. Where you once saw lack, there is ultimate growth. When you once saw broke, stop using that word. When you once saw broke, there is ultimate growth. Even if you look at your bank account right now and you're overdrawn, or you know there's a check coming out, you're about to be overdrawn. No. There is ultimate growth in my life, in my finances, in my world from now on. Affirm with me. There is ultimate growth in my life from now on. There is ultimate growth in my finances from now on. Friends, don't succumb to groupthink. Groupthink is where you're in a group. It's explained as when you're at a concert, right? And the concert is not that great. But at the end of it, everyone stands up to clap. Now, what you gonna do? You gonna sit there and just have thousands of people around you standing up and clapping and having a good time? You just sitting there like, I do. I'm that type of person. Like, if I don't like it, I don't like it. I ain't standing up. I don't care how many people in this room. I'm not doing that, right? But even sometimes I've been in situations where you're just like, I don't want no trouble. Let me just stand up because they might fight me, you know? But we must not succumb to groupthink based on our environment. There's so many people that live in a certain environment, right? I remember growing up in Brooklyn, they always said a tree grows in Brooklyn. A tree grows in Brooklyn, right? And that is to remind us that even if it's now, I used to live across the street from the projects. When I tell people that and they see where it is, they're like, that's the projects, right? You know, it's in between. We were just right in between the projects, and it didn't matter because when the projects were ready to shoot across the street or throw rocks or whatever they were doing across the street, we got it, right? So, but people in that environment, people in that ghetto environment or that poor environment, trailer parks, whatever, they think that the slums, they think that they cannot do anything more. And there's a guilt from other people. They say the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. But the rich get richer because they believe that they will always be rich. The poor get poorer because they don't believe that they can be anything but poor. Look how many people come from environments. I think of, like Jay-Z and things like that. Jay-Z grew up like maybe 5 miles away from me on the other side of Brooklyn. But look what he accomplished. It is not he did it. It's a once in a lifetime thing. It's for each and every one of us to accomplish and to live. When I look at like Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, both of them were homeless. Both of them were living in their cars. Now they're out doing their thing. It's not a once in a lifetime thing. It's for each and every one of us. Another point I want to give to you is don't pin your sobriety or your success on one thing or person. A lot of people, they have to come into sober consciousness in order to move to that next stage of success, because they're so bogged down in their drug addiction, so bogged down in their gambling addiction, and whatever addiction they have that has taken over their life to where they cannot be prosperous because this thing has taken over their life. And then when they get sober because of a person. They fall in love and the person changed their life, and now they pin their sobriety on that person, right? Do not pin your sobriety on one thing or person. There will always be a reason to quit. There will always be a reason to get drunk. There will always be a reason to succumb to these these addictions in our life, but we are bigger than that. We are stronger than that. Stop being spooked by your prosperity. Stop being spooked or talked out of your prosperity. Do not quit. You will win. There's a famous poem. I'll just read a little bit of it. It's from an unknown author, but it says, "When things go wrong as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high," how many of us have been there? Funds low, debts high, right? "You might want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not quit." Don't you quit. Friends, keep on keeping on. Do not quit. Affirm with me, I will not quit. I will not quit. I will keep on keeping on. I will keep on keeping on. We're in the month of zeal, right? You got to do like the locomotive, like the train. It first starts out good, right? Even those fast cars, they say they go from 0 to 60 in 3.5. It has to go through a stage. It has to be a gradual something. Don't be scared of the gradual something. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep keeping on. The last point I want to leave with you real quick, because I'm running out of time. I'm sorry about that. Give back. Tithe. People talk about, why do I have to tithe to a church? If you want to tithe to this church, good. If you want to give to this church, wonderful. If there's another church out there where you get your spiritual food, good. But always give back. Whether it's to a hospital, whether it's to a homeless shelter, always give back. Donate. Volunteer. Stop gambling away your money. I never understood why people gamble, but people do it. Stop doing that, right? Bless your money, bless your income, and the outgo. Bless the income that comes to you and what is going out from you with energy, with the energy of prosperity, with the energy of volume, that as the stuff goes out, it comes back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Friends, prosperity is in you. Don't be scared of it. Live in it, soak in it, bathe in it, enjoy in it. And as you do, as you take away this poor consciousness from your mind, as you receive this rich consciousness in your life, you will put your fist in the air and say with me, I always give because I always have. I always give because I always have. You always have. You are a rich child of God. You are a prosperous child of the all-universal force. Don't be scared of it. Accept it, live it, work it. I love you. Be blessed.